Hey everyone, I know it's probably hard to believe, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is celebrating its 5th anniversary today. This game and its incredible community have been instrumental in the growth of my channel, and I'm also deeply grateful and excited for more adventures that we can share together in regards to this game. But just for today in celebration, we're going to be diving into a Red Dead Redemption 2 character tier list, which I crafted live over on Twitch with some of you guys. And so if you enjoy this and you want to see more live content like this, then definitely check out my Twitch link in the description below. But with that said, let's jump in. All right, so jumping in to our tier list, I guess we'll just go starting off and we'll just go left to right, top to bottom. How you read a book. All right, Mrs. Grimshaw. I mean, man, she got destroyed at the end of the game, and I feel like that's enough to bump her up her tier right there. So I would probably say C or B. I don't think she deserves any lower than that because she was just a good woman for the camp, kept people in line. I would say let's put her in B tier. She gets B tier. Abigail. I personally like Abigail Marston. This is a Red Dead Redemption 2 tier list, and I feel like she was just really helpless in this game a lot of the time, asking Arthur for help a lot, but she went through a lot. I'm thinking maybe C tier. This goes from S to F, so there is a lot of space here, I think, to just add these people. Like, so for example, so Strauss, I don't like him. I don't like him personally. Maybe some people do. He's a little slug. He's a little money hungry slug. And I feel like he also would take the gang in certain directions that they shouldn't have gone in. So I'm gonna, but that also speak to his own character. And so I think a lot of these I'll get some flack for being like, oh, this is a good character because they were really good at what they were supposed to be for the game, and it is probably hard to distinguish that. So like we'll get to some of these other guys and we'll see what I'm talking about, but I'll put Strauss also probably in like C tier. A lot of these guys are just like mid in a sense. Reverend, I love Reverend. We're putting him in A. He's just a crazy alcoholic and I love him. Sean, I would venture as to say, I mean, wait, no, should he be B tier? Maybe he should be B. S, we gotta save S for like the absolute cream of the crop. There shouldn't be more than 2 or 3 S tier characters. Sean would, so with that being said, A tier is really good. You want A tier. S tier is like kind of hard to achieve. A tier is really what you should shoot for if you want to be a good character. Sean is gonna be an A tier. Josiah Trelawney, I love Josiah. But you don't really like, he just kind of would like show up in random parts of the story. Yeah, Gates, now it don't feel right. Well, I could have told you that one. Rip Sean. Rip my boy Sean. F in the chat for Sean. But for Josiah Trelawney, he could have been so much better. I feel like he's better at online than the story with his intro cutscene. In the story, you don't really see much of him. Like you have a couple missions with him and stuff like that, robbing the stagecoach and getting on the boat, the gambling boat. I'll probably put him in like C or B tier. He's not A tier. I remember when they teased this character, I thought he was supposed to be the Strange Man. The little graphic before this game released showcased Trelawney literally dressed like the Strange Man and looking like the Strange Man, so I theorized that was him the whole entire time. Wasn't him. 2 different people. But yeah, he's like Gage is saying, he's inconsistent. He's totally inconsistent. So let's put him in C. He's not bad, just inconsistent. Angelo Bronte. He's also pretty good. I wouldn't really put him in A though necessarily. If we saw more of him, I'd probably put him in A tier. So let's put Bronte in B tier. Of course, it's Arthur Morgan now. This is the one we've all been waiting for so far as a Red Dead Redemption 2 5-year anniversary tier list video. It's funny because Arthur was like a really bad person, but it's okay. We all love him. He's my boy. Bill Williamson. I'm just personally not a fan of this character at all in this game. I like him in Red Dead Redemption 1. He's just always so angry in this game. And I'm like, dude, why are you so angry all the time? You don't need to be angry. Like, you're fine. Chill, calm down. I'll say B tier though. He is an important character. Some of these guys are important, and to me, I'm not the biggest fans of them, but that doesn't mean that they're not good or bad characters. This is the Braithwaite lady, right? But she's only in like 2 cutscenes, right? So maybe D tier? I don't know. I feel like she had a good performance. He is A for sure, but is he S? We'll see. We will revisit Charles because I really like Charles in the story. And also, His horse is so freaking beautiful, man. I wish we got his horse in online. There's one very close, but it's not the exact same, unfortunately. Now Dutch. I really want to break my own rules for this tier list and just throw Dutch in F tier because I can't stand him in this game at all. I love him in Red Dead Redemption 1. He's not S. He's A or B. I feel like A is giving him a little bit too much credit. He's so one-dimensional, man. He's so one-dimensional. So I wish I had two Dutches. Cutscene Dutch and then campfire conversation Dutch. Campfire conversation Dutch would be A tier. Like you're walking around camp, you're hanging out, Dutch is A. Any main mission where you have to talk to this guy, he's B tier. Cause he's just, we have a plan, stick to the plan, Tahiti, mangoes. I don't care, buddy. B tier. Who is this guy? This is Eagle Flies? I don't know, he's so unmemorable. There's like what, 2 missions with him? There's a few missions with all the Native Americans. He saves your life in the factory. Well, that makes him a pretty good guy. I would say B tier. This guy always looking for Gavin. I forget this dude's name as well. This was like a funny joke the first week of the game. And then I'm like, I thought this was gonna go somewhere. It doesn't go anywhere. If this led through a whole thing, Gavin literally doesn't like exist in the story mode. You can't find him. There's like a whole Easter egg surrounding it, but it doesn't go anywhere. There's no payoff to the Easter egg. I'm putting him in F tier. He's our first F tier character. He's just, he's more annoying than anything. And he's like a joke. He's like a placeholder joke character NPC. Hosea for sure. I think he deserves the S spot because this means we'll have 3 S tier characters. Hosea should be one of them because A is like undercutting him. If he's not S, then he's absolutely A. But I would say he's an S tier. Right up there with Arthur. It would be really interesting to have another game where you play as him or something like that. Jack, cute little guy. He's A tier. Absolutely. Javier, I would also put A tier. John, I would say, it's so funny. I like John. He's so good in Red Dead Redemption 1. I like John as a character more in Red Dead Redemption 1 than 2, and you guys have heard me talk about that on streams and stuff like that. He's gonna go in A. He's just so dumb in this game. RDR2 John is so stupid. It's really funny. Him growing into the man he is in RDR1 is super cool to see. Great for character development. I think, and they did that. That was intentional, right? They had to kind of make him kind of stupid in this game. He's a completely different person. Red Dead Redemption 1. John would be S tier for RDR1, but since this is RDR2, we gotta put him in A. Well, next up, Karen. I mean, dude, her name's Karen, bro. I feel bad for her because she just kind of like devolved into alcoholism by the end of the game. And that was just like kind of it. And then you like never heard from her again. We'll give her a B tier. I think B is fair. C could also work. Poor Kieran, man. Kieran was a good character. I liked him. When I was playing the story, I was like wondering, I was like, why do we just have this dude at the camp? Kieran also did too. He literally just got his head cut off and put in his hands and ridden back to camp with his eyes gouged out. That's tough. Kieran's probably, he's B, but also he could be A, I don't know, pretty epic death for a character. I will say that. That's what would bump him up to A tier for me. My boy Lenny. We all love Lenny. Just from the one cutscene alone in Valentine with Arthur and Lenny, that earns him an A tier. Cornwall, he's just like a villain and like nothing more. F, I wouldn't put him in F tier. He would be an E tier character. He's just like a villain and nothing more. Mary Beth, I have nothing to say about Mary Beth. What do you guys think? She's just like smiley and like nice. Because now that we're getting towards the end of the list, I'm trying to compare her towards the rest of the gang. And you look at some of these guys and you're like, yeah, absolute A tiers. And you look at her and it's like, well, what would make her B tier or C tier or D or anything like that? I feel like she's more or less kind of occupying space. Karen's up at A tier for a great rack. Hey, yo. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. I'm so happy to reach this part. This is going on too long. I gotta trim this down. Micah Bell. Rotten hell. He's absolutely S tier. For anyone watching who doesn't get it, everyone hates this guy, right? He's an awful human, and that's what makes him such a good character. I think Micah is the idea of a perfect villain. There is nothing that doesn't make him villanesque. The fact that every single player who's played this game hates him so much to his core, to the fact that people are sending his motion capture and voice actor death threats through email and going outside his house and throwing eggs at his windows and shit like that. Yeah, this dude's a crazy good character. Excellent performance. S tier. Right up there with Arthur and Hosea. Micah's not a good guy. He's a terrible person. I guess none of these people are really that great, right? They've all committed some pretty wild crimes. Yeah, Mike is an S tier character 100%. He's S tier. A lot of people would want to put him in F because they hate him, but he's not a F tier character. He's an S tier character 100%. Molly O'Shea, she's very annoying and also pretty one-dimensional, I feel like, and kind of stupid. I mean, she literally got herself shotgunned in the chest by Susan Grimshaw. If Dutch is gonna be a B, then she's gotta be a C. I'd even almost want to go D tier as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Pearson, surprisingly, you guys would be surprised with this, but Pearson, I think, is actually a pretty good character as well. For just being literally the cook. I like his interactions with Sadie too. Rain's Fall, again, he's in the game for like a few missions. Probably in C tier. Colm O'Driscoll also, see, like, he's another villain, but he's not nearly on the level of Micah. He would be probably like a, I guess probably like a C tier guy. He's convincing. You just hear about the O'Driscolls so much, but you don't really see Colm all that often. Sadie's also a good character. I think this one's debatable too. Sadie, I would put probably in A or B. Probably A. I wouldn't put her in S. You can be in one camp and really like Sadie as a character and think she's like a really good character. Others can just see her as like very stereotypical media portrayed woman, strong, independent woman. But at the same time, she also like literally breaks down by the end of the game. I think we'll just stick her in A tier for right now. Tilly, this is another toss up for me. Well, I'll let chat decide this one. What do you guys think? Gage is saying Tilly's a sleeper. Sleeper in a good way or bad way? Sleeper is in snooze fest or sleeper is in sleeper character? Low-key goated. Maybe C. Uncle though, he was a solid character through and through. Does he deserve A tier? You guys are saying S tier. Is there a tier above S? he's SS tier. No, I would put him in A. I can't put him in S. I would also say I would put probably Charles into S tier before Uncle, but I don't think Charles is an S tier character. This is a pretty good layout too, because if you look, all the Vanderlyn gang members are basically C+, except for Molly. S is ultimate. A's basically like what you want. It's hard to get S tier, right? A is like realistically where you should be if you're striving to be a really good character. B is still pretty good, and C is still way above acceptable. And then you get into really mid with like D, and then like E and F are just bad, or like nonsensical or kind of stupid. Now do it in order of how high A and stuff. So rank these. I would probably, so for that, then I would probably order it like this: Arthur, Micah, Hosea, because none of these are in order. It's just the tiers. I don't have them in specific. We just went through one by one. We're trying to rank all these now. Well, maybe that's something for an extra video. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. Red Dead Redemption 2 has been out for 5 years. That's absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. Dang, man. Like I've said on my streams all the time, but fantastic plot. I love it. I love playing it. The first time I played this was absolutely unreal. Like just playing through the story and finishing it that second weekend. I was like, man, I've already put like 65 hours into this game or something crazy. This is the game that I was looking forward to for years since it was announced. Like that was so worth playing. What a great game. Red Dead Redemption 2 as a whole is S tier. Can I just put the game as a little box and put it in S tier? Because Red Dead Redemption 2 is S tier 100%, without a doubt.